Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is Star Wars The Black Series Dewback and Stormtrooper. 4 minutes or less. It's the whole thing in shot. Star Wars The Black Series Dewback measures roughly 6 inches tall at the shoulders, depending on how you have him posed, and about 14 inches from nose to tail, and includes a Sandtrooper sporting a gray pauldron. The Sandtrooper has the same articulation and basic paint application as the previous Sandtrooper releases, but this time he has a gray pauldron, which means that he is wearing a gray pauldron instead of white, black, or orange. Sometimes those pauldrons indicate rank, and if they did, this would be a grenadier. But come on, Star Wars fans, your wikis and archives and explainers are going to have to get together and work this out, because there is absolutely no consensus, and frankly, I'm embarrassed for you. Here, let me explain it in the simplest terms. Black pauldron leads, white pauldron does machines, gray pauldron is cool but rude, and orange pauldron is a party dude. The Sandtrooper comes with what looks like a lance. I know it's a prod. Do not correct me in the comments saying, yeah, but Dan, it's a prod. I know, it's a prod. But it looks like a lance, and for the longest time, I thought it was a lance. The idea of Stormtroopers jousting on Dewbacks is one of those things that Star Wars fans back in the day were left to imagine, since there were only 3 movies and a single still image of a Dewback's head to inform the play structure of the toys. It's one of those things that really draws you into the sci-fi fantasy world, but in reality is highly impractical. But I don't look to Star Wars for well-informed hard science or real-world practicality. I'm here specifically for intergalactic impracticalities like jousting on Dewbacks. He's carrying a prod because he's riding the slowest form of transportation in the galaxy. This is like issuing bulldozers to our troops, but not bulldozers made out of metal, military-grade bulldozers made out of meat that really don't want to even do anything, so you have to constantly motivate them into moving at all. Best I can tell, the Dewback design is a hybrid of vintage Dewback mixed with some of the special edition Dewback, and I can totally appreciate that. The anatomy certainly borrows from the mobility of the special edition design, but the lack of overall paint treatment, stockier legs, inward-facing thumbs, and overall totally happy giant lizard feel is far more reminiscent of the vintage Kenner piece. This Dewback has an articulated tail, hips, knees, shoulders, elbows, wrists, toes, fingers, and all 4 thumbs. For all the articulation, there really aren't that many poses you can get this thing into, which may be completely accurate for a real Dewback if one existed. He's got a neck, a jaw, and even a tongue hinge, which is a delightful inclusion that goes a long way towards undermining the very serious business of the Imperial Stormtroopers they've been assigned to. Dewbacks are a weird choice for a mount. The Dewbacks in the original cut of A New Hope were giant hollow rubber constructs with a non-functioning head movement, far from the agile creatures that George Lucas had imagined them as, but for 20 years it established a character. That said, Dewbacks seem rooted in the old ideas about dinosaurs that were dumb, tail-dragging lizards like a crocodile or alligator. I know alligators aren't lizards. Do not correct me in the comments saying Dewbacks aren't crocodiles, aren't lizards. This is all just words about a space lizard toy that lives on a planet where humans can survive having 2 f***ing suns. The point is, if we saw Dewbacks for the first time after the great redefining of dinosaurs and the popularization of those ideas thanks to Jurassic Park in the 90s, there is no way that a Dewback looks like this. More than likely, Stormtroopers would have been riding velociraptors, or if they still wanted something with a bit of armor, a triceratops. And either way, it's still really awesome, and I am totally here for it. If you don't have $60 to drop on what is essentially a space lizard statue with a silly face to pose a Stormtrooper on, then this is an easy pass. But if you love the Star Wars and 6-inch scale is your jam, then this is a must-have, so buy it if you see it, and if you see 2, leave 1 for the next collector. Thanks for watching. Please hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, share this video. If you're in the position to help the channel grow, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/toygalaxy and let us know down in the comments if you're down for a whole zoo of Star Wars creatures. I'd love a Rancor, but I'm guessing that thing is just too big, especially after so many First Order TIE fighters went straight to clearance. That's where they went, to clearance. Ah, man. Yeah, we're the pros. That's why we got hired.